Good afternoon. These notes are on geometry on the coordinate plane. And it looks like Batman, our little mermaid Batman, has come back to join us in our notes. So make sure these are on page 106 of your notebook, and let's go ahead and get started. So if you open up on the inside, on the left-hand side, we've got some practice to do together, and then on the right side, you'll work on it on your own. And you'll see that there's actually only 3 that we need to really work on together, and then the other side you're going to try, and then I will put up the answers to help you. So if we begin, what it tells us to do is to graph the points to form a polygon, which is just a figure that makes some kind of shape, whether it be a rectangle, triangle, trapezoid, parallelogram. And we're going to graph it on the coordinate plane, and then we're going to find the area and or perimeter depending on what it's asking. So this example says we're going to graph points A, B, and C. Well, if there's 3 points, we already know it's going to be a triangle. So let's go ahead and graph those 3 points. So -3, 1. So -1, 2, 3, +1. And let's label that A. And then B is 1, 6. So over 1 and up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's B. And then 5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1. And that is C. And then we're going to connect our 3 points. And then we're going to find the area. So the shape of this figure, of this polygon, is a triangle. And we know the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Base and height must be perpendicular to each other. So when we're looking at this triangle, the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks long. And then the height has to be perpendicular, so we're going to just go to the tallest part of the triangle and draw a line straight down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the height is 5. And now we're going to use those 2 numbers to then find our area. So area equals base times height divided by 2. 8 times 5 is 40, and 40 divided by 2 is 20. So 20 units squared. So our area of our triangle is 20 units squared. And that's how you do geometry on the coordinate plane. All right, next problem. We're going to graph figure MATH, so math, and it is a 4-sided polygon, so a quadrilateral. We don't know if it's going to be a parallelogram, a rectangle, a square, a trapezoid, so we have to draw it first. So M is 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1, and go ahead and label it. A is 2, 4, over 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. T is -5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And H is -1, 1. And then if we connect it in the order it was given, oops. This looks like it's a parallelogram. Okay. Now, when you guys get to Math 1 in 8th grade, you'll actually be able to decide if this is a parallelogram looking at the slope of this line. And it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this actually is a parallelogram. So what we're going to do is we're going to write that down right here. Again, you don't have to decide if it's a parallelogram or figure it out and prove it until Math 1, but I was just kind of showing you that they do have the same slope for these 2 angles right here. Therefore, the 2 opposite sides are parallel. And then these 2 sides are parallel. So we know that parallelograms, the area formula is just base times height. We know that base and height must be perpendicular to each other. So what we're going to do is count the base, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units long. And then the height must be perpendicular. So I'm just going to go from this point A down to the bottom. and draw that height because I know that that's perpendicular, and that is a height of 3. So my two heights are, my two numbers are 7 and 3, my base and my height. So 3 times 7. And 3 times 7 is 21 units squared. So 21 units squared is my answer for area. All right, let's do one more together. The last shape is WXYZ. First, we need to graph it to figure out what kind of shape it is. Again, it's another quadrilateral, but we're not sure what it is. We are going to figure out the area and the perimeter of this one, just because they do ask for it over here. So let's go ahead and graph our 4 points. Negative 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X is positive 1, 5. Y is positive 1, negative 2. And Z is negative 3, negative 2. And then I'm going to plot my points, or graph the lines and connect them to the points. And it looks like I make a nice rectangle. So now I'm going to count my rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know that this side would also be 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So no, that side's also 7. Notice how the base and the height are perpendicular to each other. That's always true with all shapes. So with a rectangle, it's length times width or base times height. So the shape that we're going to write over here is rectangle. The area is kind of easy. I don't know if we need to really show any work, but I will show it over here. So area equals length times width, or you can say base times height if you just want to stay consistent. And base times height is 4 times 7. So 4 times 7 gives me 28. So then my area is 28 units squared. And then my perimeter is where I add all 4 sides together, or I add my 2 sides together and just double it. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 times 2 is 22. So my perimeter is 22 units, and I'm not going to square that because perimeter is one-dimensional. All right, so those are my 2 answers for the shape rectangle WXYZ. Okay, over here, I'm going to help you set up this one because it is a circle. So that one's going to be a little different than the other ones. So circle M has a center of negative 2, 1. So go negative 2 and up 1. And then it has a radius of 2 units. So that means that the radius goes from the center to the outside. So we're going to hit here. But we're also going to hit here and here and here. And then what we're going to do is just connect. And there's your circle. And then from there, you know how to find area and you know how to find circumference. So use the shape to help you find area and circumference. Then go ahead and graph this new figure, MATH, and try that on the coordinate plane. See what shape it gives you and then find the area. And then let's go down here and talk about irregular shapes. So finding the area and perimeter of an irregular complex figure, what you're going to want to do is break down the composite figures into regular shapes first, find the area of each shape, and then add all of them together. So this right here looks like a nice rectangle and a triangle. So I'm going to split that down right here. And then all you have to do is just label your parts. So this one, if I count, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units tall. And then, which also means that the triangle is 12 units tall over here. And then the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then the triangle's height, remember, has to be perpendicular to the base of the triangle. So I'm going to draw a line here and count that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that's enough pieces of information. So find the area of your rectangle, find the area of your triangle, and don't forget, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, so that's for your triangle, and then your rectangle is just base times height. Okay, so don't forget those 2 formulas for area. And then the shape over here, it looks like you can break this up into it's either a square or rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5. So this is a square. Then it looks like you can break up this little guy also, and it looks like that's a square. And then you have this rectangle or square. And then you just find those area of the three figures here, add them together, and gives you your total area. All right, so that's it when it comes to geometry on the coordinate plane. If you have any questions, make sure you put it at the bottom of the video. I'm going to pause the video so you have a chance to work on these 4 problems on your own, and then you can unpause your video and see your answers. All right, here are the answers for the right side of your notes. So for the circle, the area was 12.56 units squared, and the circumference was also 12.56 units. This is actually a special circle. It's the only circle where the area and the circumference are identical. Please make sure that for area you put units squared, and then for circumference you only put units. All right, for the shape MATH, the shape was a trapezoid. The reason why I know this is because there are 2 parallel sides, and one of them is shorter than the other. And then when I connect these, it does not make a rectangle or a parallelogram. And then from there, I use the formula for area of a trapezoid, and that is base 1 plus base 2 times height, all divided by 2. The bases are the ones that are parallel. So 4 and 5 are the bases, so that's why I put those there. The height I had to find was the perpendicular height to the base, and that was also 5. So 4 plus 5 times 5 all over 2, and that gives me 45 over 2, which gave me 22.2 units squared. And then down here, I kind of helped you at the beginning to break down the shapes. So a rectangle and a triangle, this one was a 12 by 8, so that gave me an area of 96. This was a 12 by 6, and then you had to cut that in half. So that gave me 72, but I cut that in half and got 36. And my total area was 132 units squared. And then over here, I broke down this piece into 2 squares and a rectangle. So this was a 6 by 6, a 3 by 3, and 11 by 12. And then the 3 areas were 36, 9, and 132. And then their sum is 177 units squared. All right, if you have any comments or questions, again, don't forget to put them at the bottom of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Have a great day or a great afternoon.